Hi there, my name is Liz and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I post home decor content every Sunday and Wednesday, from affordable decor and DIYs to shop with me videos. So if that's the kind of content you like to see, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss out on future videos. So for today's video, if you are not new here, I'm sure you've noticed we are a little bit more casual than usual. I wasn't actually planning on filming today, but I was out running errands and the mood just kind of struck me, so we're keeping it real and we are just going with it. So in today's video, I wanted to style this like weird little wall that I have in my townhouse. It's kind of between like a hallway and like the kitchen door that lead into the living room. And it's just this kind of like random wall, and so I have an idea with what we're gonna do for it, so I wanted to show you guys that. And then I also swung by Trader Joe's earlier and picked up some flowers, so I also thought it'd be fun to do a little like Trader Joe's grocery store bouquet video. So we're gonna throw that into the mix as well. So let's start with some flowers, I think. Okay, so at Trader Joe's, I grabbed these white hydrangeas, some white tulips, and some eucalyptus. Whenever I'm picking out flowers, I like to stick to one color for the florals and then add in some greenery. I usually just go for white with greenery because I feel like it's always beautiful and looks good in any space, and especially for spring, I think it just looks so beautiful. So I had to remove the cat from my workspace, as usual. He's always so curious. And then I just grabbed these two vases. This kind of more round one was actually from my mom. She gave it to me a while ago. And then the more just kind of straight edged one, I don't remember. I think that I honestly just kept it from whenever I received a flower arrangement once. So that's where I got those from. So I wanted to do the hydrangeas with the eucalyptus. So I love this vase because I think it adds such a beautiful shape to an arrangement and gives it a little bit more of like a feminine look, if that makes sense. I always feel like I'll just be able to like throw together flowers into a beautiful arrangement, but it always ends up much harder than I expect it to. So for these hydrangeas, once I trimmed them to the height that I wanted to fit into this vase, I ended up taking some tape and taping them together in a bunch so that they won't spread out. And then I put the eucalyptus around the edges to kind of like frame it out and just give it more of like an uneven, more wild look. It did definitely take me a few tries of putting the flowers in, arranging them, and then taking them out and rearranging them to finally get the look that I wanted. So, you know, just feel free to play around with your flowers if you're trying to make an arrangement yourself. I know a lot of people use tape to kind of create a grid on their vase to keep the flowers from spreading out. I personally haven't had a lot of luck in getting that to work very well, so I just kind of taped them all together in a bunch here, and I feel like also whenever I'm gonna have to change out the water, it'll be so much easier having them taped this way instead of having the whole grid taped on the whole vase and having to take it off every time I need to change out that water. So that's one reason that I'm kind of excited to just kind of have them taped in a bunch like this. So once I played around with it enough and got it the way that I liked it, I was kind of obsessed with how this turned out. I absolutely love the look of the white hydrangeas with the eucalyptus. And yes, those are golf clubs in the background. But I think that this just turned out so beautiful. So next for the tulips, I literally just plopped them into the vase with this water. I think tulips look so beautiful, just like in a very minimalist way. So I love the way that they just look by themselves in this just very simple vase. I love the way that these look, especially the white tulips for spring. I think they are just so gorgeous. So here are the two final products. Again, I feel like with white and greenery, you can't go wrong. And so these are just gonna add a beautiful touch of spring anywhere I put them. Okay, so I hope we enjoyed putting together some grocery store flowers. Trader Joe's truly has just like the best flower prices, so I always load up whenever I go. The cat's automatic feeder just went off. But anyway, So let's jump into kind of this like awkward little wall right here. As you can see, we already have these two frames hung up, and they're just botanical prints that I picked up from, I think, Home Goods a while ago, honestly. And I just love the idea of vertically stacking them there to kind of give the wall some like height. Or kind of like draw your eyes up a little bit. So we also did used to have a trunk right below it, but it was just kind of like big and bulky and ugly, and we ultimately just wanted to get rid of it. So we threw it out to the curb and had the garbage people come and pick it up. After figuring out kind of, or like thinking through what to do over here, I feel like we finally have it figured out. So without further ado. So I'll walk you guys through what I'm doing as I'm doing it here, and then go through later and explain everything afterwards. But I put this adorable little black table here, and it fit the wall so perfectly, and I love the contrast that the black brings in here. I tested out this fabric box for styling, but it was way too large for this table, so that was a no-go for me. Instead, I put some books on it and a candle, and then grabbed the hydrangea and eucalyptus arrangement that we just made, and we were all done. Okay, so now that we are all styled and put together here, I love it. And I figured I could kind of do a little story time here, share with you guys where I got everything from. So let's start with the ottoman that I'm actually sitting on right now. This is super old from Target. I picked it up in like probably 2018, but I feel like you can still find probably some similar ones either from Target or Home Goods even. And the one thing is we did actually manage to get like to burn a hole through it. We used to have it over by our fireplace, and we got this like wood that was not very great that we were burning in the fire, and it kept like cracking. And so like a little piece of burning wood or coal like flew out from the fireplace and landed on it, and it took us like a week to figure out what happened to the ottoman because of the little burn hole, and we were like, how the heck did that happen? So we figured putting it under here, one, looks great, and then two, we can kind of orient it so that the damaged part is hidden. But I do just really love the way that it looks here. I think adding something underneath of this little table really fills that space and makes it look a little bit more finished and polished and just thoughtful. So we love having this little ottoman here, and it's still really easily accessible to pull out whenever we're sitting on the couch and we want to kind of put our feet up or anything like that. So moving up to the star, this little table. So this is actually a Facebook Marketplace find. I got it for, I believe it was $35, and I'll put a picture here of what it used to look like. It was just like a plain wood piece. And I initially thought that we would use it in our entryway up front because we have a super, super tiny entryway, like extremely small. And this guy actually fit it perfectly. But we were kind of, once we got rid of the trunk right here, we thought that this would just look so cute, and it ended up being the perfect height with these framed pieces that we already had hung up. So ever since we moved it here, we have absolutely loved it. And I think that having like, you know, something black really accents the space. So this definitely kind of does that for us. And so I got it off of Facebook Marketplace. I painted it black, and then I put one of these little antique ring pulls on it. And I just got this in a set off of Amazon. I actually mentioned it in my Amazon 20 home favorites video, which I will link here for you guys. But I think that it just gives it like such more of a little like antique look, and I personally love it, especially paired with the black. Okay, and then these two books, actually both of these were gifts from my mom at different times, but I think that they're really beautiful, just like neutral bindings. I think if you had kind of like bigger, a little bit more thicker books here too, it would also look really great. And then I just topped it off with this candle that I got that I absolutely love. I found it at HomeGoods. It's a Tommy Bahama brand candle, but it smells so similar to the like classic Anthropologie Blue Capri Volcano candle. So I was obsessed with it as soon as I found it, and I love that it's wrapped in this rattan. It is just so like on trend for the season, and I think once I do actually burn through it, I'm probably just gonna clean it out and keep it to use as like a little bowl. Okay, and then these flowers, which we just put together. So the vase was a gift from my mom, so I'm honestly not sure where she got that, but I feel like you could find something beautiful like this while thrifting. Flowers are from Trader Joe's because they have the best prices. So this was 2 bunches of hydrangeas for $5.99 each, plus the bunch of eucalyptus, which was $3.99. So super affordable for something that gives you this like luscious bouquet, right? And then these framed pieces I picked up from HomeGoods a while ago. I forget exactly when, but it was not recently. But I feel like I always love to keep my eye out at HomeGoods for art. What really drew me to these is that I love the kind of greenery in them. I personally love green, adding greenery to my space, and so I think doing that in a print is such an easy way because you can't kill it. So it looked really great, and then I loved just like the light wood frame of it, the white background. It was just like my kind of vibe, you know. I really liked it, and so I think that like I am so happy with the way that this awkward little wall came together. So that about wraps up today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy watching it, please give it a big thumbs up down below so that you like the video, and also subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future videos. I hope to see you next time.